Time now for a business update. Charles Pellegrin joins us in studio. And Charles, we're starting with the latest on Donald Trump's global tariff war.
What a surprise, Eve. After 14 countries received letters with new reciprocal tariff rates and a deadline extension until August 1st earlier in the week, Donald Trump said Tuesday that he would make announcements regarding more countries on Wednesday, including 7 in the morning Washington time. So he also floated the idea of sector-specific tariffs on pharmaceutical imports. It could go as high as 200%, and on copper to the tune of 50%. Threats he'd made before. Well, that was enough to lead to a spike in U.S. futures for the metal and a drop in the global benchmark prices. The metal is a crucial element in green technologies, with demand expected to keep growing when producer countries like Zambia are betting on its popularity for their development. Tariffs could seriously hurt those plans. Take a look at this report by Luke Schrager.
In Zambia's Copperbelt province, there's a copper rush underway as drills grind day and night.
We're in short supply. We're not discovering fast enough. We need to make 1,000 new discoveries by 2050.
Zambia, the second largest copper exporter in Africa after the Democratic Republic of Congo, knows the world hungers for raw material for electrical components. It wants to boost output to 3 million metric tons within the decade. As prices climb to their highest levels ever, especially in recent years, it's not hard to see why. China has mined in Zambia for decades, but as its open-cast pits leave scars across the landscape, there's often a feeling that ordinary Zambians are left to pick up the crumbs, like these men poring over the rubble left behind, looking for scraps to sell.
The things you are taking, it's more than you are giving us. But why? Our Zambia is still the same, but our copper is going.
Now, though, the West too wants to secure a line on resources for the future. And California-based Cobalt Metals, backed by Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, promises it'll do things differently.
We become comfortable with the lifestyle without thinking, where are we actually sourcing these things from? And when we are sourcing them, what are we doing to those places that we're sourcing these materials from? I think that's the more important conversation.
Zambia has already agreed to support a regional supply chain for electric vehicle batteries, something in which its raw copper will play a major part, and a project it hopes will bring economic prospects to struggling communities.
Well, the tariffs, Charles, looming over a big sales event in the United States this week.
I'm talking about online retailer Amazon's Prime Day, which kicked off on Tuesday. And for the first time this year, will stretch out over 4 days, so until Friday, a Prime Week, if you will. Many other U.S. retailers like Walmart and Target also organizing promotional sales over the same period. This could provide a very interesting snapshot of U.S. consumer sentiment about half a year after Donald Trump has taken office and shaken up global trade with his tariffs. Indicators haven't been conclusive so far. Consumption fell in May, but consumer sentiment increased in June. But at least one analyst report by Adobe predicted that Amazon's move to increase the number of days for its promotional sales could lead to increased traffic and spending to the tune of $23.8 billion, so over 28% more than during a similar period last year. Amazon explained the extension of Prime Day into Prime Week by saying that shoppers, quote, wanted more time to shop and save, indicating that consumers would be more willing to take advantage of a promotion because of uncertainty on whether prices will increase in the future because of tariffs.
So overall, what idea are you getting on that impact on Amazon so far?
Well, its share price on Tuesday fell, closing almost 2% lower. So that's a sign of something. As you can see, they're down 1.84% at the close on Wall Street. So perhaps because the first insights into how its Prime Day festivities are going have been released. Momentum Commerce, which manages 50 brands in a variety of product categories on the platform, has said that sales fell almost 14% in the first hours of the event compared with the start of last year. This could obviously change as the sales period is now longer, but there are signs that consumers are more reluctant to spend even on promotions. One survey of 1,000 U.S. shoppers shows that 1 in 4 respondents planned to skip Prime Week entirely, while 57% of respondents would monitor prices more closely.
And a wider look at the market then, Charles. How are things looking?
Let's have a look at the market situation in the Asia-Pacific region. We're by and large seeing shares trade higher, except for the Hang Seng in Hong Kong down 0.9%. This really showing that investors are, to a certain extent, shrugging off all the latest tariff announcements by Donald Trump. Perhaps a sign that so much commotion is being made here that at one point people stop believing the U.S. president.
Who knows, Charles? Charles, thanks a lot for that business update.